Hello, my darlings. This is Alicia. Today is a very, I would say, special day for me. Today, I decided to create a new, I would say, video blog, which basically I'm going to start sharing with you guys I would say, the daily life, everything that is taking place in my life. And because I already have one channel, which is called The Ancient Soul. However, The Ancient Soul, it's a spiritual conscious leadership organization, which basically we're going to talk about a lot of things on that channel, right? And we're going to do a lot of great things through that organization. However, I felt the need and the urgency to start sharing the parts of myself that are typically hidden behind the camera, which are typically not visible to the, I would say, to the eye of the of everything that is happening behind the scenes, in that sense, right? How miraculous and beautiful things are taking place, and sometimes there is nothing, let's say, as I think from the physical perspective, there is nothing going on in life. Still, a lot of interesting processes that are happening on the background, in that sense, right? So I decided to start this personal journey of sharing the parts of myself. Guys, I'm sitting actually on my balcony and enjoying this beautiful breakfast. For breakfast, I have a fruit salad, which contains basically the melon, the kiwi, the mango, right? Everything is very ripe, everything is very sweet and refreshing in that sense. And so this is the goodness that basically starts with the choice of our meal, in that sense. The compassion starts with the choice of our meal, with every meal. And so for someone who is not very familiar with me, I just will give you kind of a short kind of a like bio about myself. So my name is Alicia. I originally am from Russia, but I moved to United States in 2005, where for all this time I was kind of achieving the, I would say, trying to succeed in the career. And my prior career was in real estate. I was a real estate broker, and until the 2024, right? So from 2013 to 2024, I was working for the property management company as a real estate agent at first, and then real estate broker at second. However, in 2024, I would say in 2023, January 2023, that's when my spiritual awakening actually took place. And I discuss more in detail about the spiritual journey. I actually share it with everyone on my other channel, which is called The Ancient Soul, where I go into the great detail of the things, events that were taking place at that point. And so that journey actually led me to the organization to develop the spiritual conscious leadership organization, which is known as The Ancient Soul, right? Okay, and so The Ancient Soul, this organization is going to accomplish a lot of great things in the future. However, it's a process. It's a process, guys. Nothing happens overnight in that sense. The reason I decided to start sharing the parts of myself on the new channel, it's kind of like a personal now page, personal journey, which is happening behind the scenes, right? That is not visible to the ancient soul, I would say, audience, in that sense, right? So they're just different parts of our I'm looking at the ant. So little ant was running on my hand, and when ants are running on me, right, they're kind of, when I catch them in my house, I try to release them into the wilderness, in that sense. So anyway, without hurting them, obviously. When it gets interesting, now it's going to get really interesting, in that sense, even though with all these supernatural things that were taking place, right? So, but now I feel like I'm at the fork in my life where I live for, I would say, since the beginning, but if you think about this, since our birth actually is nothing is certain in that sense, even though we're making some plans and we're trying to basically make those plans, many plans can be changed at the last minute, and a lot of things can happen at the last minute, and life can be changed in the last minute as well. So everything happens in kind of like the spur of the moment, right? Basically now it's going to get even more interesting because I wanted to share with you guys. So since I would say since I got unemployed in 2024, first 6 months I've been living off my unemployment benefits that are basically, I received for 6 months. But then afterwards, for all these 2 years, I've been living off my savings. Basically invested some money into the stock market several years ago, and those performed pretty well. Majority of the stocks were tech stocks, right? And so I've been kind of living off I would say selling off those stocks every month and living off those kind of savings. However, wanted to share with you something. So my savings are actually coming to the end in that sense, right? So I don't have a lot of savings left. It's only for, I would say it would be enough for maybe a few months, maybe less than 6 months. And obviously I still have to pay everything. I still have to pay the mortgage, the utility bills, right? The car insurance, the registration, everything, whatever we in Western world, we basically the bills, right? The bills. So even though I created the Spiritual Conscious Leadership Organization, the income perspective of the Spiritual Conscious Leadership Organization, it's very uncertain at this time because I did not really, even though there are some kind of projects that are being worked on the background, but since I started creating this website of the Ancient Soul, basically the creation of the website again it came to a halt. I was creating this website, let's say start from the January timeframe, right? Maybe middle of January until middle of February, and then I basically from that point on, from the end of February, the creation of the website, it's actually stopped. And at that point, I was kind of like in this free flow, in the flow of uncertainty, and I never went back into the again developing the website and whatnot. 2 websites, right? One in English language and another in Russian language. So right now it's kind of on pause, right? Even though some projects were outlined to me through the creation of this website, I have no idea how the income itself is going to basically generate in that sense, right? So there is uncertainty in, let's say, in my life on all aspects. There is uncertainty. I can only be certain in one thing, that I'm being guided, and that it requires a lot of trust and a lot of faith and a lot of, I would say, a lot of trust that things are working out for our highest and best, and basically a lot of surrendering, right? Because when we are faced with uncertainty, we try to basically create some urgent actions to prevent us from, let's say, maybe lose our home, or maybe just basically we start to come up with the decisions and start to take action steps to control the situation. However, what the current life is all about is basically surrendering and trusting the process and seeing where this process is taking you, right? And so at this time, I have no idea how the next income will be generated. I have no idea where money are going to come through. Some friends, they reached out and they offered me their help. However, it's not the point. I really appreciate those friends who reached out and said, Alyssa, if you need money, please don't hesitate to ask us. We can always help you, blah, blah, blah. Right. And so I really appreciate those type of offers, and they're very dear to me. However, the point here is to basically, I would say, is to go with a full trust and go with the full faith and see where this journey is going to lead. At this point in time, everything is basically uncertain, right? Everything is basically uncertain, and that's when I decided to actually start recording my personal journey, because right now it seems like activity is picking up, especially after my last transformation, which happened at the end of 2025. At the end of 2025, that's when I went through a very major transformation in that sense. However, transformations there are, I would say, perpetual. They are infinite transformations, especially when we continue to expand, when we continue to self-discover, when we continue to follow this journey, because this journey is the journey of expansion, the journey of actually discovering the inner power within, the journey of discovering the I would say, the highest creative potential within our being. Sorry guys, I'm sitting on my balcony, right? So I'm sitting on my balcony. In my balcony, it's kind of next to the street where cars are driving. Even though it's a residential street, it gets a little bit loud in that sense, right? So today, I think it's enough for today's update. So I will try to record these videos and record parts of myself that are hidden behind the camera. And today I just wanted to kind of celebrate this new journey, this new venue that I'm embarking on with. I don't know where it's going to lead, right? I don't know what I'm going to record next. I don't have any plans, but today I really want to go to the beach. I went yesterday to the beach, and I had an amazing time. So I'm just going to change into my swimsuit and going to drive to the beach. And so again, I don't know what life is going to where life is going to take me in that sense, right? However, I am fully surrendered, and I am with the full trust into everything, into the all processes that are taking place in this beautiful, beautiful consciousness. And the truth is love. Everything is an illusion, right? So we're going to see where we're going to go. And to add one more thing here is that I was more worried about finances when I first was basically terminated at my job. I was more worried about finances and the path ahead at that time, a couple of years ago, when I had more money in the bank. So I was more worried and more concerned about this. However, now it seems like it's a new state of consciousness. It's a new state of being where this worry is basically it's faded, right? So now I only have the trust and the faith into the unknown in that sense. And how information came in through the channel is that infinite consciousness, infinite intelligence itself, it operates within the concept of uncertainty every time when it basically expands from known into the unknown, right? So by operating within the state of uncertainty, we're actually embarking on our authentic divine nature. We're basically embarking on our divinity and embracing our divinity to operate with confidence, trust, and faith in the, I would say, in the environment as such as uncertainty. So nothing is certain. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We just, I think, how infinite consciousness teaches me, it's basically doing the right thing at the present moment without thinking about, let's say, tomorrow in that sense, right? So kind of trying to do your best at the present moment and see where it takes you. Okay, guys, so I will continue recording. I will continue enjoying this beautiful breakfast, and I'm going to go to the beach. That's what I'm trying to do before this day ends. Okay, talk to you soon. Mwah.